I'm not a doctor, I'm not a celebrity, I'm a dad. And this is the story of how I ended up building a supplement company, not because I wanted to, but because I had to help my son. When he was diagnosed with ADHD, I did what any father would do. I went into problem-solving mode. I have a master's degree in molecular biology, and I worked as a patent attorney and a consultant in the pharmaceutical and supplement industry, and have helped develop dozens of nutritional products mostly aimed at supporting mental health. I thought that I had the tools to solve this problem for my son. We weren't opposed to medication, but we wanted to make sure his nutritional basis was covered and focus on improving his attention naturally. But what I found was a lot harder than I thought. I'm going to tell you what I did, and I hope you find value in seeing the process so that even if you go a different route, this will still help you. Everyone is different, and I'm going to show more than just receipts, but detailed invoices. So you might want to save this video, and when you're evaluating other supplements, to see if they have the specific nutrients that make a difference. And it's not necessarily a branded distinction. There's a specific combination of scientifically backed synergistic nutrients and in specific forms of those ingredients. And you can come back to this video to remember which ingredients those were. We started with my son on Viarin. You can't get this now. In 2017, it was a medical food for ADHD. It had omega-3 fatty acids in phospholipid form. And I've done a lot of patent review on these omega-3s, reviewed the science, understood how important they were in supporting brain health. After 4 months of taking Viarin, we didn't see marked improvement, but we kept giving him the omega-3s because we knew they were important. But I thought he might be missing the cofactors and coenzymes that support proper neurotransmitter regulation. That's a nerdy way of saying active methylated B vitamins and minerals. So I went to the vitamin shop, bought folate, methylcobalamin, pyridoxal 5-phosphate, vitamin D, magnesium, and zinc. And it was much more challenging than I thought. Some didn't have the right amount, so we had to take 2 or 3 of one supplement. Some nutrients weren't in the active or bioavailable forms, so searching the aisle took some time. I knew what I was looking for, and I found it a challenge. I could only imagine how overwhelming it might be for someone else. When I succeeded in finding everything he needed, he was taking over 10 pills, which meant he wasn't taking any of them. Why wasn't there something that had everything he needed all in one? This was 8 years ago. Now there are many more options, but back then, I couldn't find any supplement with brain-ready omega-3s, B vitamins, and minerals. This was the genesis of Accentrate, an all-in-one omega-3 methylated B vitamin complex with chelated minerals. The formulation came from science. I started from scratch. I dove into clinical studies. I looked at real data on what nutrients support neurotransmitter function, attention, and cognitive health. Those studies are listed on our website. Before considering medication, we wanted to make sure he had all the nutrients he was supposed to have. Omega-3s, B vitamins, and minerals are nature's building blocks that your brain uses every day. And a core pillar of the Fenix brand is that we only include the most bioavailable form of a nutrient. So Accentrate contains L-methylfolate, which crosses the blood-brain barrier, not folic acid. Methylcobalamin, the active B12, not cyanocobalamin. Chelated minerals, not ionic salts. And omega-3s in phospholipid form, not the ethyl ester forms that most fish oil companies use. That's how the first Accentrate was born. It was designed to give my son and kids like him what their brains need to function at their best. When my son started on this all-in-one, I didn't expect magic, but I hoped for progress. And truthfully, the improvement was so gradual we didn't even notice. It wasn't until his 5th grade parent-teacher conference that on his report card, it showed improved attention that we realized he was improving. 2 months later, we launched Accentrate in May of 2018. Since then, we've met hundreds of people on the same journey. I've talked to hundreds of medical practitioners, including neurologists, pediatricians, and psychiatrists. I've talked with hundreds of parents. As similar as these stories are to mine, everyone is different. If you can relate, let us know in the comments. What was your approach? About 40% of people that take Accentrate do it without medication. Around a third take Accentrate as an adjunctive with medication. And another third take Accentrate, didn't notice any improvement and stop. And everyone's different. If you don't have a nutritional deficiency or genetic variation that frustrates nutrient absorption, Accentrate probably isn't ideal for you. We've talked to some of the best medical practitioners that take an integrative approach and test their patients for omega, folate, iron, magnesium levels, and then give tailored recommendations. And that's probably the best approach. But not everyone can do that. Accentrate was more of a shotgun approach that helped a broad audience by providing the most bioavailable nutrients, most impactful on mental health. Here's something most people don't realize. Medications only go so far without nutritional support. There are 3 specific nutrients that have a synergistic effect on some medication. We found that Accentrate helped many people, like it helped my son, but could it be improved to do even more? As science evolves and technology grows, we do our best to adapt. In 2019, a study was published that showed there was an omega-3 with a higher brain accretion than what was in Accentrate, Lysoveta LPC. With the significantly higher brain absorption, we knew Accentrate had to have Lysoveta. And unlike fish oil, Lysoveta LPC is the omega-3 the brain actually absorbs. And we have another video on Lysoveta if you want to go down that rabbit hole. Lysoveta is such a difficult ingredient to make, we couldn't blend it with the B vitamins. If we switched to Lysoveta, Accentrate could not be the all-in-one it originally was. That led to Fenix being reborn with an emphasis on personalized nutrition. The ingredients are premium, they are expensive, so we developed a nutritional quiz that helps you find the nutrients most suitable for you, so you don't have to pay for nutrients your body doesn't need. And if you do need 2 or 3 from our collections, we have bundling discounts that stack up to 30% off. Obviously, getting your nutrient levels tested is best. Not everyone can do that. The online quiz is not medical advice, but it is some general guidelines that some have found helpful. No 2 brains are built the same. Genetics, metabolism, diet, all play a role. That's when the idea for Accentrate Collections was born. And the launch of Accentrate Omega with Lysoveta was also accompanied with the Accentrate Neuro Collection and the Accentrate Minerals Collection. Neuro contains all the B vitamins that Accentrate had, but also includes B vitamins most B complexes don't have, like B1, B3, B4, B5, vitamin C, and tyrosine. Bundling Omega and Neuro essentially gives you Accentrate, but is better in every meaningful way. Accentrate Minerals contains magnesium, zinc, and iron. These are the minerals that the enzymes that make dopamine require, and studies have shown that supplementation of these minerals may improve the efficiency of medication, lower side effects, and may keep the medication dosage lower. We still have Accentrate and Accentrate for 110 for those that are happy with what they have. This started as a mission to help my son. Now it's a mission to help thousands of families navigating the same challenges. I know the overwhelm. I've lived the late night research. I've stood in the supplement aisle, wandering back and forth, wondering what is real and what is not. That's why I built Fenix Health Science. And that's why we make Accentrate, because your brain and your child's brain deserve better. Not hype, gimmicky ads, or hollow promises, just real personalized nutrition. I wanted to share what I did for my son that works for us. Visit us at phenixhealthscience.com to learn more. Fenix Health Science, created by a dad, backed by science, nutrients my family takes, and personalized for you.